Okay, so, okay, to summarize, here's what we're doing. I'm gonna show the minimum warp distance. And like how far that goes. I'm gonna show the maximum like warp distance before, like it's the same as like just being unmodded. And I'm going to show like the value that'll get you to the top platform of Battlefield. And we'll also talk about how you can set your modifiers so that explosive flame is the always going to be the minimum distance. All right, so we're gonna take a look at the Smash Box customizer here. Like, now I'm not recommending that that anyone use like these values as like whatever competitive hoopla. Like, this is just for demonstration, so don't just like crib this immediately. But we're gonna go over some of these values. So it might be hard to see, but I might edit it so that it zooms in here. 42 is the minimum like shortened warp value. So you can trigger an up B with a lower value. Like, I know you can trigger an up B with a 41, but that analog value is going to be so low that it actually doesn't register for the shortening, and you'll get the same as like a full distance warp. You'll just have to trust me on that. 42 is going to give you the shortest warp possible. So you just hold the modifier, press up B, and you get the short warp. And now 51 here, that is going to be that's the shortest warp, or that's a warp distance that will get you to the top platform of Battlefield where you land there. 50, you'll go like, you won't go high enough and you'll fall down. I don't know if that's like useful information, but it's, I don't know. And 66 is going to give you the maximum distance for a shortened warp still. Like, it's still going to be shorter than the full distance. And over here, like the 47 here for the X value, that's going to be enough to trigger a side B. And no matter what your timing is, it'll always give you the shorter explosive flame. So we're going to just flash these profiles to the Smash Box. It only takes a couple seconds. Now, my tip for y'all is make sure you specify the COM port. You can find the right COM port by looking in the device manager in Windows. I'm sure there's another tutorial out there somewhere. You can ask the HitBox Discord for info and they'll tell you. But also always show the debug windows so you can like see your progress and, you know, actually get debug info if something goes wrong. So that's always useful. And I just find that it's like, if for some reason, maybe it's just placebo, but whenever I use the debug window, it tends to be more stable anyways. Or at least that's when like the Smash Box was still in alpha. That's how it was. So, all right, we're gonna switch back to Smash here. So, just gonna zoom the camera out. And by the way, you know, if you're new to Smash Box, these buttons here are not conventional. I will show, like, when the video's over, I will show... Actually, you know what? Let's do it right now. I'll show you the button layout that I actually use. So here it is. This is not default at all. We're going to be making use of Y1, Y2, and X2 in this video. We're also going to be combining Y1 and Y2 to make Y3. Don't like take these button presses like too seriously or like too rigidly. Like, you can move these things around. You don't have to do exactly as I do. This is just a demonstration of the min-max values for stuff and just me showing you how it all works. So anyway, yeah, here's a maximum warp value. All right, so here's my up and my B. Boop. That's about 9 units. Her head goes to right about 9 units. We can slow it down. Oh, how about we do half speed and boop. All right. You can kind of see it. Like, maybe we'll go down to quarter speed. All right. So there you go. There's 9 units. All right. So now Y1 is going to give us a modified value of 42. So like basically it's 42 units out of the 127 above the, like, you know, into the Y vector. So that's going to give you your minimum warp. It's about, like, it's just shy of 5 units tall. Like, her head goes to just... It's actually a little more than 5 units. Boom. Okay. So there you go. We tried 41 earlier, and it just gave us the full warp distance. You'll just have to trust me. Now, here's... what was it again? 51. 51's going to get you a warp that'll go... Whoop. Boop. Any lower, and you won't go to the top platform. So there you go. That's it. That gives you a sense of scale between 42 and 51. And now here's 66. It's gonna give us you can see her head went just below 9 units. Like just a tiny bit less. It was maybe like a 1/10 of a unit below. And there's the unmodded. So to demonstrate here, I've got a pro controller here. It'd be like pressing up part of the way. And like, you know, like it's difficult. Wait, Andrew made to teach me how not to tilt the fuck out at this game. Well, I'm actually teaching you how to tilt, so I apologize. Like, hey, that's pretty. That would have been actually exactly the 51. So it's difficult. It takes some finesse to do with an analog stick. So obviously, there's the advantage of the Smash Box for you. All right, so there you go. So to review, value of 42 is the minimum warp distance. It's a little bit over, like her head goes a little bit over the 5 unit mark. Joy-Con's making you rage. Switch to the Pro Controller, dude. So, and now we've got 51 gets you to the top platform of Battlefield for what that's worth, for whatever that's worth. And 66 gets you to almost 9 units of height. Whoop, there we go. And there's the full height is the head right at like 9 units. Okay, so now let's talk about Explosive Flame. Okay, I'm gonna just stand at this line. So Explosive Flame, it works like Samus's missiles. Like if you do a smash input, you get the full distance. It's about 7 units ahead of Palutena. And if you do if you're like walking, or if you, I'll just do it while running, because that's the easiest way to do it, to shorten it. You get about 4 units of distance. So it's like Samus's missiles, that's a tilt. But I mean, that's unmodified. So on the Smash Box, that's not me actually like just gently tilting the stick. What would be gently tilting the stick is this. I think it was 47. So that, as long as I'm holding this down, it doesn't matter the timing I use. I always get the short one. So this is tilting the stick. But what that means is, if you're a Smashbox user, is, you know, in the heat of the moment, it can sometimes be hard to get the timing right. So if you want to if you want to make sure you always are going to get the shortened version, like, you know, you're running around, you're doing your thing, whoop, short Explosive Flame, no matter what. Just hold that. So in summary, we'll pull the customizer back up. 42 is the minimum warp distance. 51, and it was 47 for the minimum X2. My bad. Okay. So in summary, 42 is the minimum warp distance. 51 is the distance to get you to the top platform of Battlefield. 66 is the maximum still shortened warp distance. 67 and up is going to give you the full warp distance. And 47 for the X2 value is going to give you like a side B that's always shortened no matter what. I hope this helps. Like obviously, like the default values for the new Ultimate profile. I mean, it says Project M here, but that's just like the UI hasn't gotten updated. The profile I had loaded up before is Mavi's Day 1 Ultimate profile. Like the default values for X2 are not going to give you a side B. So you're going to have to modify that if you want to use X2 to do side B. And I don't even remember what the Y values were, but they're not anything like these values that we've been exploring here. So it's obviously going to take some experimentation. I don't think you necessarily want to base like the angles that you have available to you on warp distances, but it's something to keep in mind. If I come up with sort of a standard Palutena profile, I'll share that in the HitBox Discord, and I'll make an announcement about it. So I hope that helps. Let me know if there's any questions you have, and when I make a YouTube video out of this, I'll make sure I put a link to the HitBox Discord in the description, so you can go ask the Smashbox users more about this. Oh, actually, yeah, I forgot. Since this is going to be a YouTube video, like, comment, subscribe, follow my Twitter, go to Nailed It Discord, the Nailed It site, nldt.us, and seize the means of production. Seize my means of reproduction, etc. All right, out.